This is where we'd normally decide left or right, head east or west. And east sort of takes us towards Start Bay, west takes us to Bigbury Bay, but we've had about 6 months of strong southwesterly winds, so we're gonna head to some east facing coastline today, see if we can find any visibility at all. Plan is hopefully some shellfish, maybe a lobster, but we've got to find Viz first. Fun fact, first week in March the water is the coldest it's going to be all year, at least here in southwest anyway. Water's coldest around the 1st of March for the whole year. This looks okay, this looks doable. I reckon it's probably 2-3 meters. I cannot believe it. There is Viz. There is Viz. I'm so excited.
Maybe I was just a bit optimistic, as I couldn't even see my fins from the surface.
What's wrong, Cammy? Yeah, it's cold.
After Cammy had finished moaning about how cold it was, I made my first dive. I decided to check the bottom out in case it might be a bit clearer down there. But as you can see, it's not great.
Lovely first dive here in Start Bay. Visibility, it's kind of 2 meters on the top, but once we got at the bottom, maybe 50 centimeters. Just made hunting about a bit difficult. We're going to push on. We're going to see if we can get better viz in Tor Bay, which is about 20 kilometers from here. So half an hour's time. We'll see you then. Hopefully the viz here will be better. Half an hour drive from the start point to Brixton. Fingers crossed.
The visibility was a touch better in the sheltered bay, and I landed straight on piles of scallops.
There's just that tiny bit more visibility, maybe, I reckon here there's 3 meters instead of 2. Just makes searching that much easier. I've done about 3-4 dives and got a nice bag of scallops here. It's quite difficult to get perspective of actually the size under the water, so I'm going to return a couple of these. This one, that's a perfect size scallop there. So I'm going to put that one back. And he can grow just a little bit more. This one here. Okay, so we have plenty of scallops, so we're gonna have a little look around these boulders behind me to see if we can find any lobster. that'll do. Went down into a cave, about 12 meters deep. There was this cave, but whoa! Whoa! Thing is with this cave is, the cave didn't have an exit at the back. So I was able to get my hook right behind its tail and just pull it out. It wasn't getting away. It was quite an easy extraction, but really got my heart beating, to be honest. It was in the cave, all you could see was just the massive claws, and it was a bit intimidating, but I cannot wait to get eating this guy. He's probably about 4 kilos, and the water temperature here today is about 8.7 degrees. It's absolutely Baltic, so I'm quite pleased we found a lobster early on. Found a couple of small ones before this one, but this is the keeper. Look at that, check it out. Beauty. Lobster. 5-kilometre motor from home. We got some scallops, we got a giant lobster. I'm going to try and put Cammy on a little spot first where I think there could be one.
Yeah, no, nothing to live up to now, hey? I'm feeling lucky.
He's feeling lucky too. Let's do this. So Cammy's swimming over to this boulder, and he's going to swim to the bottom of the boulder where the boulder meets the sand and well, it's actually quite rocky ground, and he's going to look at the base of that boulder to see if he can find any caves, because that's where the lobsters hang out. I know there's a lobster here, I've seen it a few times before. It's a pretty awesome cave in there, it goes right out. So Cammy's on his way back in. He's had about 25 minutes, half an hour of diving around this boulder. Do you see anything?
Just a few small crabs and rubies.
Bugger.
Oh, shut up,
How do you feel?
Cold? Cold.
That behind us.
Despite the rough ride home, we got back remarkably quickly in the boat, and it was back on the trailer and heading home before dark.
Well, hey everyone. This lobster's been in the fridge overnight, and I've got a couple of tips actually that can help you keep your lobster really fresh. First one is put a cloth on top of the lobster which is soaked in seawater, and I also like to put the lobster inside a tray which is full of seawater as well. Just keeps it that much fresher, because the last thing this fella wants to do is dry out and warm up. As soon as these warm up, they die.
So personally, I like to kill my lobsters before boiling them. I just feel it's a little bit kinder, in a funny kind of way. Just stick the knife through the head and down to the table, and it is dead instantly.
Okay. And he goes.
This water, this boiling water, is heavily salted, by the way.
You see that, Annabelle?
Yeah.
Plunging the lobster straight into icy water after you've cooked it is really important. It stops the cooking process continuing, and it also helps that meat contract away from the shell, making it much easier to remove it. And this is the easiest way to remove tail meat. Just crush the tail inwards and it pops out in one nice big chunk. I keep the shell for stock, and just use the heel of your knife to break open all the other bits of lobster, the knuckles, the claws.
Whoa, look at that. That is what you call a lobster claw. Wow. So what's inside? A lobster claw. Lobster.
Use the old rolling pin trick to get all the meat out of the legs. It's absolutely essential you don't waste this, it's really, really delicious. I made a coleslaw with celery, a white onion and a white cabbage. I just chopped it up and added some mayonnaise, and that was really delicious.
I finally have the following laid out behind me. So I've got some brioche rolls ready to toast. I've got some sweet smelling lobster, the coleslaw. I've got some brown butter down here. The rest of the shell I used to make for stock, but I'm just going to toast these brioche buns. And I just cannot wait to get eating now, really. It's just, oh, my stomach's rumbling. It just looks delicious. A little bit of coleslaw. Some lobster. A few lobster chunks. Proper chunks of lobster. A little bit more coleslaw. Right. So. Oh wow. Wait till you taste this. The lobster's sweet. The coleslaw is incredible. Kind of crunchy, tasty. This was swimming in his cave only yesterday. About 10 to 12 meters in his cave looking around. And now he's in a brioche bun. I may have spent an hour and a half plus in the kitchen, but it's been so worth it. This is just an absolutely delicious and simple way to have lobster. Thank you everyone, see you at the next video, ciao.